This is going to be an investigation unlike any we've ever conducted. 5 days and 4 nights.
And every day I would have visions of this place. I'm home.
We are sick, we are destitute, forlorn brothers in a sinking ship. And he says, we are truly lost souls.
Whoa. In 1863, if you were walking through these halls, you would smell rotten flesh and death and cries for loved ones.
I just heard a man scream, "Mama!"
Something I got to experience, and it's something I will never forget.
This hurts, huh? Hello?
Whoa, 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 whoa. Are you following me? Whoa, are you serious? That is incredible, a living piece of history sitting right here in front of us. It's a pear.
Pear. Oh my God.
Thank you.
Let's go down the steps.
This is going to be an investigation unlike any we've ever done. We've been waiting to investigate this haunted house for 18 months now, and we're finally here. But in a way that we never thought possible. We were able to contact the building owners, and they actually gave us permission to stay inside this house for 5 days and 4 nights. We have the keys to the house, and we're going to have exclusive access to investigate for the paranormal activity and hauntings that not only other people have experienced, but we ourselves have experienced a year and a half ago. Adding to the intensity of this investigation, we are going to be wiring this entire house with a surveillance system to record around-the-clock footage to capture any unexplained activity or paranormal happenings that could take place while either we are here or no one is here. And for the next 4 nights, we're gonna see what we can capture inside the Henry Logan House, also known as the last standing Civil War hospital in Parkersburg, West Virginia. The only thing we know about this house is that it was built in 1843 by a man named Henry Logan, a philanthropist here in Parkersburg, West Virginia. He was neighbors and close friends with the first governor of West Virginia, Arthur Borman, who lived directly across the street from this house. But during the most severe of the fighting during the American Civil War, because of his generosity, Henry Logan volunteered his house to be a hospital for the United States Army to treat battle wounds and illnesses that soldiers were afflicted with while they were in the line of duty. It's said that the soldiers that were receiving treatment here and died within these walls still haunt this place to this day. This is going to be an investigation unlike any we've ever conducted, and unlike any that we've ever uploaded to this YouTube channel. So get ready for our investigation of the Henry Logan House. Over the next 4 days and nights, we'll bring in some expert historians to help us better understand the horrors this house saw in the 1860s. We'll explore this house in search of forgotten historical relics. And each night, when the sun sets, we'll attempt to capture paranormal activity on camera. Did it turn on? Whoa! A year and a half ago, we spent almost 2 weeks cleaning up the Henry Logan house with our friend Pam and Dave's mom Polly. And during those 2 weeks, we had what we believe to be multiple paranormal experiences. So for this experiment, Pam and Polly are back to investigate this haunted house with us. So to start with, Pam, whenever you first came into the Henry Logan house, it was a year and a half ago, and you immediately had a very strong reaction to this place.
I did.
What exactly did you feel, and what are your thoughts on this house?
Nothing like I've ever experienced in my life. I've been doing this for a long time, and you take all the places that I've ever been, you wrap them up into one over 20 years, you put them together, doesn't come close to what I felt 5 days in this place. You can feel it. You can feel it. It's hard to explain to people out there what you feel, but you know, when I walked in that front door, I had one foot up on the step, and I stopped and I said, "Oh, nope," and I had to go back out, and it was like I had to prepare myself, because I thought, oh, this is just a whole new, just the atmosphere. It was like, whew, it just hits you in the face, and it's full body chills. And like I said, I have never experienced anything like that in my life.
That's why you came back.
Absolutely. And you know, I think I can speak for both of us that I called her after the first 3 days. I had gone back home, and I walked into my house, and I thought, my God, I didn't recognize my own house. It was like I was still in this building. And I called her the next day, and I said, you have to help me. I said, I'm still there. I'm still in Parkersburg. What's going on? Help me. I've never experienced this before. And she's like, it's going to take a few days. And it did. It probably took about 2 or 3 days to like finally be in my house. I know that's hard to explain, but that's what I felt. And every day I would have visions of this place. And I almost wanted to say today when I walked in, I'm home. Polly and Ryan, they're outside, and Dave and I are in this room here trying to get the window open, and he's standing up on the ledge, and he has a hammer, and he's pounding on the wood. And I said, wait. I said, let me go into our supply room, get a rag, and put the rag on there, and then pound it with the hammer. So he's okay. So I'm walking down this hallway. It's a Sunday afternoon, the sun's out, it wasn't at night, so I wasn't expecting anything. So I go in the room here, and I get I get a rag, an old rag, and I come back, and I'm standing to the right because I'm trying to stay away from that doorway. So whenever I'm right here, and if you can see that the front door is right there. So it's daylight, and but standing here, I glance up, and this massive shadow. It was as tall as the doorway and as wide, and it was standing here like this. And Dave's standing in the windowsill, and I literally leap into his arms. And I couldn't even talk. I was like, ugh. And he's like, what, did you see something? I'm like, yeah. And he had to like take me by my arms and guide me outside, because I couldn't even walk. Something I got to experience, and it's something I will never forget. The very first night we came in here, it was Dave, Ryan, Miranda, Polly, and myself. And we're standing here and we're asking questions, and probably maybe 10 minutes. We're kind of interacting through some of the devices back towards the hallway. So we're all standing in this area, and Polly says something about, are you the soldier or the young man from the tents outside? And all of a sudden we hear, it's like boom, 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 boom. And immediately you said, that sounded like cannon fire.
You don't want to go back to the tent. Show us you're still here.
What are the gunshots?
Gunfire. Cannon fire.
And we all heard it. So we're like, okay. So we went outside. It's 12:30. There's no fireworks. It's no festivals. And it wasn't a shotgun. And you think if there was like any type of crime, that you would have heard sirens or...
You caught it on recording.
And you can hear it. And my God, going back through reviewing audio, it sounds exactly like cannon fire. So the first night we came in here, it was probably, we were downstairs. Somebody said, let's go upstairs, we'll start upstairs. So we were standing in this room, obviously the lights are out, and questions had started to be asked. And all of a sudden I look, and it's not out of the corner of my eye. I am looking directly at it. And it was a black shadow that went, because you could see it from the street lights outside. It illuminated its body, and it was like a person, and it was hunched over, like walking. So I don't know if we startled it or what happened or why it would be hunched over, but it looked like, it wasn't a little kid. It looked like...
It was an adult.
Yeah, it was an adult, but it was just the way it was, and...
It was either hurt or sneaking.
Yeah, and I literally, and I hate to say this on camera, but I literally said to myself, Pam, I don't think you're ready for this. On another evening, Polly and I and a friend, we had come in, and it was just the three girls, and we had started in, and we came up, and we looked in here, and I had a shop vac over there, and I had my flashlight, and I shined it, and I said, oh, there's my shop vac, kind of teasing. So we left, and we ran around to one of the other rooms that's in that direction. So we turned around and we came back this way, and there was a light coming from that way. And so we kind of just stood here thinking, wait a minute. We were just in here like 2 minutes ago, and there was no light. Where's the light coming from? So we kind of very cautiously walked this way, and we looked, and over here, a light was coming from that direction. And so we kind of leave it, and there's a bathroom right there, and the bathroom light was on. And we just stood here thinking, like...
Well, when we came up, we walked right by it. The light was not on.
No. I mean, it was completely dark. That's why we had our... And when it wasn't even 2 minutes, we came back around, and we're like, wait a minute, who turned that light on? What? Wait a minute. Yeah.
Was there anyone else in the building with you that night?
No.
It was just you three in here?
It was just us three, yes.
So we had left from cleaning the building one night a year and a half ago, and we always made sure we were conscious about energy, so we always turned everything off. And we left all the lights off, and we closed up all the doors to try and keep the temperature the same throughout the building, preserve the air temperature. Well, we came in the next morning, the basement door was wide open, and the basement lights were on. And we know for a fact that we did not forget to turn those lights off. Distinctly, I remember going down there and turning those lights off. So that right there, in a matter of a week and a half, was 2 instances of lights turning on. We had doors open by themselves without explanation. And that's part of the reason why we decided to set up this surveillance system, this security camera system throughout. Because if something like that happens again while we're here for the next 5 days and 4 nights, we don't want to miss it. And so hopefully some of these cameras that we have throughout the building will capture it if something like that happens. Our first night of investigating, it's almost time to break out the equipment and see what happens when we investigate the haunted Henry Logan house here in Parkersburg. Will we have any experiences and capture anything like we have in the past? Maybe. I'm excited to get started. Are you, Dave?
I'm excited. Let's get started with night 1 at the Henry Logan house.
All right, this is Ryan on Polly's recorder. This is the Ovilus. Okay. I set it down. We should be good now.
Wrong. Rain. Pray. Dark. Wagon. July.
All right, so we're officially ready to get started where we have our cameras set up on the second floor. It's going to be getting a lot of the equipment that we already have set up, plus we have a static camera up there. Dave and I are going to be going up there, just the two of us, to investigate, while Polly and Pam are sitting back in the base camp area at the monitors, actually watching us. And anything that they see on the monitor, of course, they're going to call out, and hopefully we'll capture something on any of these cameras, handhelds, stationary, static, or the security system.
That's right. You ready to head upstairs and see what we can get?
I'm ready. Let's go.
Let's go. All right, we're headed up.
There's the base camp right there. Candle's still on. The candle here is still on. We have the REM pod right over here, and the stationary camera back here is getting, of course, the tracer wire, which if anything moves over top of that, it'll light up white, and then it'll turn red when the object, whatever's blocking the LiDAR, moves away. If there's any soldiers in here with us, my name is Ryan, and this is Dave, or David. He likes to be called Dave, though, but his name is David. We're here to evaluate the hospital. REM pod in this other room.
What's that one out there?
Hello? We heard you. Can you touch that again for us? Are you gentlemen being taken care of here at the hospital?
We brought a candle up here for you so you could see. Can you try to pick that candle up for me? It's right in the middle of the room over there.
Did it turn on? Whoa!
Wow. Thank you very much.
The candle turned off and that REM pod went off?
But this one in front of me didn't.
Right.
Thank you very much for doing that.
This candle is an EMF detector and will turn off and on when exposed to spikes of electromagnetic energy. There's a theory that this spiritual activity is comprised of this energy, so it's very strange that this candle turned off when Dave asked if someone could pick it up.
Now, Ryan.
Yeah.
That candle has been on for a good 10 minutes.
If not 20.
Yeah.
Because we set it down there and then we had to retape that camera back up on the wall that fell down.
Yeah. That was really cool.
That was. Right on command.
Yeah.
If you'd like to stay warm, you can reignite the candle by getting close to it again. It'll turn back on, it'll reignite, and all you have to do is get close to it, just like how it turned off there.
Try to pick it back up.
I've always felt there's something with that room over there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Thank you. Can you grab a hold of that and hold on to it so it turns all of those colors and the sound goes off? It's like an instrument.
Gas.
Ovilus said something here.
I think it's a gasp.
Or gas. Or no, it did say gasp.
With a P?
Yeah, with a P, gasp. I'm not sure what else it said since we've been downstairs, but...
Robert.
Robert? Is that your name? Is your name Robert? If your name is Robert, can you turn that candle back on for us? If your name is Robert, can you light that candle again? So we can see in that room?
We need light in there. Can you try and stand on that blue light for us? All you got to do is step right on it.
REM-pod in here again. It's like running us back and forth.
Yeah. We're going to leave this room, so if you want to step on that blue light, you step on that blue light.
Thank you.
Are the nurses taking care of you? If the nurses are doing a good job, can you try to pick up that candle in that room again? If they did a good job for you.
Do you need a nurse? Because we can bring a nurse in here tomorrow night. All right, if you're over by the window, right by this red light, I'm going to set this silver box, this gray box right here in my hand. A little red light's going to turn on, and we think that if you get close to it and try and talk, we might be able to hear your voice. If you speak as loudly as you can send a message. You can talk to whoever it is that who you want to talk to. It doesn't have to be to us. It might be to family, wife, children, anyone that you loved. Rolling EVP session, Henry House, upstairs. Whoa. REM-pod just went off right there. Is that you touching that red light? Can you tell us your name?
Where are you? What is this place?
Have you ever been up on top of Quincy Hill?
There's a lot of poor, unfortunate souls up there, aren't there?
Is that where they send people with the pox?
As
Obelisk just said something.
justice.
Said something else.
You want to stop that and I'll go check?
Yeah. I just wanted to say that Quincy Hill is something that we'll learn more about from the historian tomorrow, but we did catch wind of the hill being a place they sent soldiers who had smallpox. Reviewing this EVP session, we find no unexplainable voices on the recording. And we continue to investigate up here for 20 more minutes, but we didn't experience or capture any paranormal activity. It said angry and then as and then justice.
Oh, it said as.
As. It seems whatever energy was setting off our equipment isn't around anymore. Did it turn on? Whoa! This is a great time to get Polly and Pam involved, since they had the most paranormal experiences a year and a half ago.
And Dave's standing in the windowsill, and I literally leap into his arms.
So we decide to conduct a ghost tube seer session on the first floor. It's an app that monitors magnetic readings and generates pictures of corresponding words assigned to those magnetic spikes. Using this experimental tool, we'll try and receive messages through the images created by the program. So we are getting ready to do a seer session here inside the Henry Logan house. Seer is a program designed by our friends Amy and Jared from Amy's Crypt, and it uses the magnetometer in the device, pick up on fluctuations in magnetic fields, and then it will select words that correlate to those magnetic readings, and then it will use those words to generate an image. And maybe we might get an image that's relevant to the history of this house. Perhaps. That's the goal. Polly, Pam, and I are going to be sitting around this little campfire here, along with Miss Molly, the soon-to-be haunted doll, who's going to be sitting closer to the fire. It's not a real fire, it's just a little light. Looks real, though. It's just a little cool simulated campfire. Maybe someone, one of the soldiers or someone, will want to come and join us around the campfire. We will see.
All right, I'm recording.
Okay.
I'm going to put my headphones on.
Okay. And Dave is also listening to white noise, the white noise static, which will hopefully not only actually impede his auditory senses, but also maybe there'll be some voices that come through. It's not a sweeping spirit box, so if voices come through there on that completely empty frequency, it might be something paranormal, something using the white noise to speak. If there's anyone here with us, my name is Ryan, and
generating a red rose.
A red rose. Do you like flowers? If you like flowers, can you touch one of these devices here? Or speak to Dave through the white noise? But that's Polly and Pam over there. And we're all three going to be asking you questions, and you can show us images by getting close to our friend Dave, who's the guy wearing the top hat. Mr. Logan, if you're here with us, can you show us, can you give us a sign? Can you show us that you're here? Showing Dave an image of something important in your life?
Can you show Dave what was outside surrounding the building during the Civil War?
Generating. Got a dark hooded figure.
A dark hooded figure. Is that the shadow that we saw upstairs a year and a half ago? If that was the shadow we saw upstairs, can you turn this candle off over here? Can you pick up that candle? Or there's music in there as well. If you walk in the middle of that hallway, there's music that will play. Did the dark shadow show itself to Pam in that hallway where Dave is? Because that is exactly where you saw that dark shadow, is in that hallway.
Generating.
Oh, here we go. He laughed.
It's like a little doll standing in front of 3 candles.
I mean, that could be a coincidence. We'll say that's a coincidence, just for argument's sake. If you're seeing this doll in front of the fire, because if it said doll fire, it's
Or
using words to generate images, you know.
Did they say fire or candle?
Could have said candle. I don't know. If you're seeing the doll near the candle, can you touch this red light right here that's in front of me? I'll show you how it works. You just get close to it. See that? I bet there was a lot of carnage and a lot of blood in this house. A lot of death.
Maybe show Dave a picture of or an image of what was across the street.
What's up on the hill overlooking the city? Show us a picture of that.
Really quick, if you want to keep asking questions here, I'm going to check something. Because I've got the strange feeling that something is weird about the basement. And I just want to walk down there for a second.
Show us anything you would like to show us. What do you want us to know?
Come on up.
Can you show David any image?
Did they bring you down here? If you were really sick? Or after you died?
Are you trying to come over to the fire with us?
I can't see a thing down here. I'm all alone down here.
Generating. It's the face of an elderly man with very up close with a big ears, a wrinkled forehead, a frown.
Do you like it when me and Polly are the only two around? If you like me and Polly only, go ahead and go touch one of these lights. Make it light up. Make it beep.
I'll be offended.
I didn't see you standing there.
I'll be offended if they light it up.
Well, it just went off. Did you hear it?
The REM pod went off?
Back here.
Whatever this is.
Whatever that is.
I can't see it. What it is. Square.
You didn't hear it?
No, I didn't hear it from the basement. I heard Dave talking about how he
Seen the old man?
saw the old man. I just took a pass down there and opened the door in hopes that if there's anyone down there, maybe it would let them up. And in fact, when I opened the door, I said, "Come on up." Was someone hanging out in the basement waiting for an invitation to the party?
Generating. Two girls facing away from the camera, both wearing dresses, holding hands, walking into the woods. One has blonde red hair, and one has brown black hair.
No offense. Are they old ladies or young ladies?
We'll be able to see whenever he's done what the girls look like. Strange though that you have red
Generating.
hair and brown hair.
What is it?
He said generating again.
It looks like a teepee and a man, maybe a soldier standing beside of it.
Did he say a teepee or a
Can't
TV?
quite tell.
I think he said a teepee.
I bet he meant the tents.
Or this thing
Because there were white pointed tents, you know.
in the soldier.
Maybe. We'll have to look at that one and see if
Yeah.
that's like the hospital tents. We'll definitely need to take a look at that.
Yes.
Do you think that's about good?
Yes, that's good timing. I was about to say I'm about to have sensory overload here.
It is definitely a teepee.
Oh, yeah.
I gotta get my glasses. I can't. Oh, yep.
Wow.
Ooh. What's inside of it?
Yeah, I couldn't tell if it was like a soldier or a man.
Fire or flame?
Yeah, that.
Ew.
Like it almost looked like a general. Like
Yeah,
a weathered.
that was probably the weirdest one.
Well, he's got red on. Surgeons wore red.
Really?
That's what I read. They wore some part of the red on their uniforms.
Did anything happen out here to you guys?
Well, it was interesting. Nothing happened the entire time that I was in here. And then at one point I said, I want to try and go to the basement. Just because I felt drawn to go down to the basement. So I walked to the door, I opened the door, and I said, if there's anyone in there, or if there's anyone down there, come on up. Come on up. And then I walked down for a few minutes, and then I came back up. And they said while I was down there, the millimeter up here started going off.
Really?
And then you got the generating thing of the old man.
Yeah. Just like that in that order.
That's creepy.
Yeah, but nothing too relevant. I mean, I would say this would be a good place to call it for tonight. And we can pick up again tomorrow afternoon. All right, so we are officially back for day 2 here, and we're waiting for our historian to get here in a couple of hours. And we have heard from the people that now own the building, the Wood County Economic Development, that they have gone up to the attic and they actually found some artifacts. They didn't go too far, but apparently they found a corset and some pieces of paper. And we know of a gentleman a couple years ago who went up to the attic here and actually found a letter that had on the envelope the name of Henry Logan. So there's stuff in this attic that may have been kept up here for hundreds of years. And I'm about to squeeze my way up there, see if I can find anything while I'm in there. So up the ladder I go. Let's see if I can get myself up here.
Don't fall.
I'm not.
I'll stand on the ladder.
Okay. I'm gonna set this down right here.
Oh God. Oh God. Oh boy. Are there rafters to walk on, or is it a solid floor?
Rafters.
Oh God.
Okay. Definitely rafters to walk on.
Okay. I'm not being mean, but you know to walk on the rafters, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm on them right now.
Okay. I'm just checking. What can you see?
Nothing really.
Oh. That's thrilling.
Nothing yet, just rafters and stuff. So, I'm gonna try and get my way around here. First, I'm gonna take off my jacket because it is very warm up here.
It is?
Yes, it's very warm up here.
Wow.
And then we're gonna try and see what we can find.
Huh. I'm too scared. Are you trying to hand me your jacket?
I was gonna throw it down.
Oh.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so there's Dave.
Hi.
I'm also here. Hi.
Viva's down there as well, running camera. I am going to see what I can find here.
So can you go through to the other side, or is it just this side?
It looks like it's just this side up here.
Oh, so we're gonna have to go to the other entrance as well.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This one looks like there's not much up here, but
Is there insulation?
no,
Oh, wow.
I don't see any insulation at all.
If he falls through, I will get it on camera. I promise you.
So let me go this way first. I see a cigarette pack that is not old. I see some batteries, like D batteries, that are not old.
D batteries. Flashlights, maybe, back in the day.
I see an old wasp's nest.
Ugh.
There's not really much laying around up here.
No?
Not on this side, no. I might walk back to the other side.
So I don't know if you heard or anyone told you, but the other day they found a corset up in the attic
That's so cool.
and a fan.
Do they know what era the corset would have come from?
They said it was very old.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm over here on this far side of the attic. I haven't found anything yet up here. This seems to be pretty picked clean of anything. I mean, there's a couple of more modern artifacts, so to speak. Cigarette pack, D batteries, the big D batteries. So there's definitely been people up here in recent time, and maybe that's why there's not much up here to be found, because people have been searching this attic over the past 10 years, so. A lot of beehives up here.
Really?
Like old ones.
Oh.
On the floor, wasps' nests that have fallen down.
We talking like Civil War era bees?
No.
Oh. Could it have been livable up there?
Oh, God, no. I don't think this was ever livable. Not in this attic. There's never been flooring, it doesn't look like. It's just the joists and then the lath board underneath.
Oh, okay.
So. I got it.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you could see.
Yeah, no, I'm looking straight down.
Oh, okay. All right, you're good.
It's not too hard to get up there once you get your. Holy crap! It's like a 30-degree temperature difference.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Well, heat rises and it's like a really bright day today, so.
Yes. Very hot.
Yes.
All right, here I come. Thank you.
How's that entrance look?
Looks like it's gonna be a little bit tougher to access with the ladder. It's not as tall.
I think if you ladder here, you could put your feet on this. And this will move.
That's true.
Yeah, and then move that.
That's okay. Am I going to be able to fit through here is the question.
He's in.
Whew. Made it past that damn thing.
Watch your eyes over there.
Okay. There is flooring over here. Camera?
You want the big one or the small one?
Give me the GoPro. That'll be easier to get down with. Okay.
Is there floors on this side?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Not fully, but there's definitely more walking space over here. Okay.
You gonna try this one, Dave?
Oh, I can't fit through that. He barely did. I'm a large American. If you want to. Pam might be coming up.
Okay.
I'd never be able to get up or down.
Yeah, watch your head when you first come up.
I've got the ladder, Pam.
Wow.
Pam, you want me to give you my big flashlight?
You want a flashlight?
We can get the flashlight.
Yeah.
Okay, give me a second.
In the little crevices. 150 years ago, almost 200 years ago.
I know.
1843.
But you got the shutters here. You got shutters up here that were left from who knows when they were replaced, but all of this wood looks to be fairly new right there, so there's definitely been roofing work done for sure.
Uh-huh.
It's not as hot over here as it was up there, though, on the other side. What do we have here?
I'm guessing that wasn't the original roof entrance.
Oh, probably not.
Some wallpaper up here, too. Not really. Some newspapers from who knows when. Not on that piece. There might be one right here. See, this is where you can see into where I just was over here. That's what I was walking on over on the other side.
Oh, just the beams.
Yeah. Lots of old wallpaper. What do you think that is in there?
Actually, I can see the original attic hatch right there. They've covered it with
Pipe.
ductwork. See it?
We'll see what they see, I guess.
Yeah.
Is it charred or just coated with like a tar?
I don't know.
Kind of looks like it's charred, doesn't it?
In a way, yeah, it looks like there might have been some sort of fire put to that. This is all the old roofing, too. This is where the house used to end, it looks like.
This could have been a porch that they closed in.
Oh. That'll clock my head.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Is there any indication that this middle part was added on?
I mean, yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I can see the old roof and the old exposed brick up here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's really cool.
So do you think this middle part was a porch?
It very well could have been. Anybody home?
Yeah, we're here. Oh.
What's that? Oh my gosh, you gotta warn us. Oh my goodness. Oh, watch your face. Oh.
Sorry.
What is that?
Looks like burr.
That one that stuck up top's in better shape.
Where'd it come from?
It was just laying up here.
Oh, wow.
I don't know what it is or how old it is.
This is very old, because if this is flooring, they wouldn't have used this type of flooring for years. Like,
It is burlap.
It's burlap, so it's at least turn a century right before.
yeah, I was gonna
Was
say
this
at
the-
least 1900s.
Was this the flooring up there?
No,
Oh, okay.
it was just loose up here.
Huh.
Two different
And then I got a
patterns,
few
too.
old nails, but
Okay.
I'm not gonna throw those at you. I'll put your eye
It's
out.
either flooring or wallpaper.
Oh, maybe wallpaper. That's more likely.
Pam, there's a bunch of old pieces of newspaper up here too, and Pam's trying to find a date, like a year.
Ooh.
It's railroad times, railroad schedule.
It's like a railroad schedule.
Oh.
Bring them down if you can.
That's
Okay.
because they brought soldiers in here on the railroad and the boats.
I'm gonna say the railroad is right up the block from here.
How about an old shutter? You want an old shutter?
To a window?
Is it wood?
Yeah.
Big?
It is big and heavy.
Nah.
That's really cool.
That is. I'm gonna be sneezing like crazy though.
I think that's wallpaper.
Yeah, there's a good chance it's wallpaper because of how stiff it is.
Look, it's like
They would have used adhesive to get it that stiff.
There's a can over here of some kind.
Yeah.
it's wallpaper. It's really flaky right here. I like the tape.
Brilliant half house.
What's it say?
Gents. Looks like brilliant. Lisle. Thread. Oh, half hose. Oh, what's that?
Interesting. So it's like sewing. Gents Brilliant Elise thread half hose. It's like an old, I don't know if it was like a container for thread or what it was. Oh, definitely something about
I need a date. I need a year on here. Here we go.
EISL aisle thread half hose.
Are you throwing more stuff?
No.
Oh.
I have a little, like an old can here that I'm putting stuff in. I found what looks like a container, or Pam found what looks like a container for thread.
Oh.
Oh, like a
It says Gents Brilliant Aisle Thread Half Hose. And then there's also a little piece of newspaper that has a sketch of a lady that looks like she's in Victorian clothing.
Wow.
Ooh.
Interesting.
I got a year over here, Pam.
What year?
1896 on this piece.
Really?
Yes. Very brittle though. It almost fell apart. Got something else, guys.
What?
I found a piece of newspaper right here that I took everything to pick up because it was very brittle. But on the back it has 1896.
Oh, wow. Awesome.
Yeah, I got one here that talks about disease of head and throat. This condition results from neglected colds causing I can't read it, it's too dark. When the condition of the patient's blood predisposes him to this disease.
Oh man, you gotta bring that down here.
Diseases of nerves.
These things. We're breathing in asbestos up here.
I'm sure.
Here, I'll fan you. Doesn't that look like
That does look like a fan. It's like an old fan.
This is the third one. There's one over there that's pretty intact.
Ooh.
What is that? Is that a stocking? What the hell is that?
That looks like a stocking.
Here, we'll open it up.
Looks like a stocking of some kind. Ooh, yeah, it's gonna rip if you try and pull it apart.
Take it down. We'll dissect it.
Yeah. I got something else for you.
Okay. Are you throwing it down?
Huh?
Are you throwing it down?
I don't want to throw it.
Okay. Ew, what is it?
Looks like a piece of a lady's stocking. If you unfold it.
Pantyhose.
Oh, wow. Huh, yeah, pantyhose.
Yeah, it looks like pantyhose. Pam found it over there.
Wow.
But these are more silky than modern day. These are old.
Yeah, for sure.
Because they're silky, like, and they don't, modern ones are like
Nylon or something.
nylon nets or something. Those are like my grandma's. They were silky. It's a glove. It's a glove. I knew it. Did I not say that?
Mm-hmm.
Somehow.
It's a pair.
Pair. Oh my gosh.
It's a pair of gloves.
It's a pair of gloves?
I
Yeah.
knew there was something down in there.
These are old silk gloves. Wow, that's a hell of a trick object when we were using them.
Mm-hmm.
Silk gloves. I can't believe that. That's definitely probably late 1800s,
You think?
if not earlier.
Just be careful, okay?
Yep. Those were gloves?
Yeah.
Yeah, kids' gloves. One of them's inside out from when they took it off and left it inside out. That is amazing.
Whew. I might be a bit of a mess. But some cool stuff up there.
Yeah.
That's right. Brian, you can go ahead and introduce yourself and who you are and your credentials and knowledge about the Civil War history.
Okay, I'm Brian Kesterson. I am a local historian, author, and educator. I have a master's degree in design, curriculum, and education, and I've been studying the Civil War for well over 50 years, doing a lot of research. I've written a number of books that have won national awards as well as state awards. Parkersburg, this building we're in right now, the old Henry Logan home here. This, during the Civil War, had been a private residence. And in 1861, the closest hospital that there was to Parkersburg was Cincinnati for sick and wounded soldiers. Because the Baltimore and Ohio Railroad, Parkersburg was the terminus of the B&O, because it was so important, the War Department decided to build more hospitals here in Parkersburg. They were going to build a new hospital in early 1862, but this house came up for sale, and so the Army Corps of Engineers purchased this house and they fitted it out to fit a surgeon's staff. And from probably about the spring of 62 clear up to the end of 65, this house that we're in right now was used as one of the 5 hospitals. Now, this had a surgery bay. The building became so crowded that they built 2 long wards right out here off the edge of the property where the old Borman wheelhouse was and where these apartments are. And they also built a storage building there. Those buildings are no longer there. Starting in 62, you started having an epidemic of smallpox. Smallpox was not uncommon to the people of the Mid-Ohio Valley. One of the things that the surgeons did, the smallpox epidemics became so fierce that you had a real virulent form of smallpox, which was necrotic smallpox. That's where huge pieces of your skin and your body would literally just slough off and you could see bone. And for those poor people that had that, if you survived that, you were scarred for life. I mean, it was nasty. For the most severe cases, people were scarred with pitted skin. One account said that after one of the families here in Parkersburg had their family had survived the smallpox, that they brought the sheets out from the bed and they shook the sheets and huge scabs this big came flying out of the sheets. The smallpox here became so bad that they ran a tent city from behind this up to Quincy Hill, and all up through Quincy Hill that was covered with smallpox victims. And one of the things that was going on, the people who had already had smallpox, when they recovered, they were mandated by the city council to be nurses to take care of these sick soldiers until either they recovered or they died. The main thing that seemed to be a problem, a health problem for the people of Parkersburg, was that these soldiers, when they started feeling a little bit better, even though they still had smallpox, they would siphon them back into Parkersburg and go to the shops and be with people. And so in 62, around August of 62 to September, a huge outbreak of smallpox took place in Parkersburg among the civilian population. And so they had to build more homes and places for these smallpox victims, and until they got it under control by late 63. This whole area that we're in around Parkersburg, it looked totally different than what it looks like now. It was full of Union soldiers making their way up and down the roads, cavalry, artillery, for that matter, up on Fort Borman. The artillerists would practice and they would skip cannonballs off the river over into the fields there at Belpre, Ohio. And the people there at Belpre would say that they would watch the batteries fire on top of Fort Borman, and they'd see these huge puffs of smoke. And then a few seconds later, they'd hear the report, the thundering of the guns, so to speak.
The way that the Civil War hospital would have operated, what types of people would have been treated, what types of soldiers would have been treated, and what would the scene look like?
Yeah, I have the medal for one of the fellas. His last name was Fetty, and he was wounded over in Valley, Virginia, and they brought him here. And his wound healed up, but he eventually succumbed to a viral pneumonia. And so you had soldiers from every type of unit, from Ohio, Indiana, West Virginia units, a New York unit, Pennsylvania units coming into this hospital. They had everything from gunshot wounds to upper respiratory infection. In one case, one of the soldiers, after the 1864 raid into Washington, D.C. and Dave Hunter's destruction of the Shenandoah Valley there, one soldier who was stationed in a tent there, he said, the doctors at Parkersburg are trying to do all they can for us. He said, after General Hunter's ill-fated attack on the Shenandoah Valley, he says, he didn't give a damn about any of us. He says, we are sick, we are destitute, and forlorn brothers in a sinking ship. The worst thing about it, though, many of us have come down with the camp diarrhea. And he says, we are truly lost souls. And the one thing, these surgeons here, they're trying to give these men everything from mercury to other concoctions that they had to try to tighten these men's bowels so they wouldn't have diarrhea. And I know that's kind of a unpleasant thing to talk about, but these men literally died from defecating themselves to death. The surgery bay, from what I've read from Herman Matheny's book, Wood County, West Virginia in Civil War Times, it said that the surgeons would rotate in and out. There was over 70 different surgeons and doctors in these 5 different hospitals. And the main one, which was this one, had at least 4 different head surgeons from 1862 up to 1865, where they would transfer out or be promoted to go to other regiments or other places. So this was a very busy place as far as trying to maintain sanitary conditions and the medical care for these men.
I have a question. Off camera, you were telling me a story about a gentleman who was being taken care of here who crawled.
Yeah.
Would you be able to tell that story?
Yeah. There was an account of one of the soldiers who had been here at this hospital, and he wasn't getting any better, and he just basically said, I'm done. I can't stand this anymore. And so his regiment was down along Depot Street, and so he literally crawled from this spot here at this hospital back up the main road towards Quincy Hill and then down the Depot Street to his regiment. And the men there took care of him, and he once again said that it was sheer hell of being here at this hospital, because I'm assuming he is in one of the outer wards there, or either in one of the tents. And when you're a sick man and the overflow is so much and you're out there in a tent, and I don't know if you guys have ever camped in tents or not, but I've done Civil War reenacting. I did that for over 30 years, and camping in a Civil War period tent in the rain and the snow and the sleet and the heat, it's debilitating. And he was fortunate that he survived.
Does that speak to the care of the era or the care of this hospital?
Well, even with 70 surgeons, and many of the women here in Parkersburg also came in and volunteered their services. They didn't really know how to be true nurses. They did the best they could by helping these soldiers, but with limited amount of men they could bring in who were doctors or stewards, they did with what they could, and they were still understaffed at 70 surgeons and these people who were coming around as civilians to help out.
To kind of give people, for those who may not know how a Civil War era hospital, what the treatment would have been like, what would the treatment for gunshot wounds and things have been like back in that time?
Well, it depends on where the bullet struck. You've got an ounce of lead as big as your thumb. If it hits a bone or something, it's going to be an amputation. Whether it's in your hand, your arm, your leg. What they would have done, they would have taken those limbs and they would have put them in probably a basket and covered them and taken them out and disposed of them properly, buried them. But battlefield amputations, they just piled them up. And there's pictures in the National Archives that show feet and arms and hands and legs just piled in stacks, as far as the sill of a window, which would be about 3.5 feet above the ground. It's not uncommon when they're doing excavations to build new buildings, or they're doing archaeological excavations on a battlefield site or near where a battle was fought, that they find where a field hospital had been, and they uncover these skeletal remains. If you're hit in the lower abdomen or the groin, it's a death sentence. Very few men survive from being hit in the bowels.
I guess moving forward from the Civil War, the building itself, as you'd said, talk a little bit about the 1890s and what it was converted into.
Well, after the Civil War, it went back to a private residence, and then around the 1890s, records show that the need for a hospital in Parkersburg was great, and so they used this house again through the 1890s as a city hospital. There was 3 city hospitals at that time, if memory serves me right, and this being one of them. By the end of the 1890s, though, this was transitioned back into a private residence. And then sometime in the 1930s or 1940s, this became a gasoline station. And out here in the front of the building, where you're going up the walkway, you can see where the visible pumps once stood. Our Civil War history is gone. There's very few Civil War era buildings still left standing. This one, you have the cookhouse down towards the traffic circle, which was around during the Civil War. That was the outskirts of Parkersburg back then. All the things that we've lost as far as letters, documents, photographs, these are the kinds of things that I'm always on the lookout for to write books. They are invaluable to historians and researchers. And men like you too, because some of those stories, you can actually find things about things that were going on, just like the artillery bombardment that I heard when you guys let me listen to the tape there that you had.
You don't want to go back to the tent. Show us you're still here.
Gunshots?
Gunfire. Cannon fire.
That's definitely artillery going off. I mean, I've been around enough artillery Civil War reenacting for over 30 years. I know what the stuff sounds like. And it sounded like, batteries firing from a distance, so.
For our second night of investigating, we're going to try something that we've never tried before. Pam went to a costume store in Wheeling, West Virginia called Stages and acquired costumes that resemble the clothing of 1860s America. So we're going to dress up to resemble the people who would have experienced the horrors of this Civil War hospital, to see if this can tap into any of the residual energy or memories of this haunted house. Also, we have 2 more investigators joining us for night 2, and they're 2 Paranormal Quest favorites, Miranda Santoro and Jason McKinney. Dave's coming back. He had to go get batteries for the deadlight because I didn't realize there wasn't batteries in it already.
You guys look so cool in night vision.
We got a temperature drop. We got temperature drop indication over here on the tracer wire. I just caught it. Cool. All right, so we are getting ready to get started up here. We are in the same room where we were a year and a half ago, which we didn't film, but we were standing in a circle, and we started to play Civil War era music. And when we did, that was when, as Pam described to us yesterday, the shadow, Pam and Polly told us, recounted that the shadow, a strange shadow, came into the room,
Enjoy.
went around the room.
Washington.
Enjoy Washington.
We've already been through there, haven't we?
Murder. Soil.
The Ovilist didn't say
Rebecca.
hardly anything last night.
I know.
Rebecca?
Yeah.
Do you think I'm Rebecca?
George.
It's interesting that you are suddenly deciding that you can use that tonight. You didn't use that hardly at all last night, except for maybe like 10 or 15 words the whole time we had...
Child.
Child?
Child? Is that what it said?
Child.
Wait. I heard movement. Come on in here.
No.
We're going to play you a song.
We're going to play you some music, and you can come in here and feel free to come out and talk to us.
Or touch one of these bright lights that we have set up all around the floor. If you end up liking the music we play.
Beast.
Jason's going to play you some music. Whoa. I heard that.
Come on in. What do you think of this guy right here and how he's dressed?
Movement again. I thought I heard movement.
Yes, it was.
Come on in with us. Can you do us a favor and stand over here in this doorway while we play you some music?
Jason's going to start up this music here. To try and stir up activity, Jason plays the song Battle Cry of Freedom, a song written in 1862 by composer George Frederick Root.
If you recognize this music, come in the room with us.
It advocates for unionism and the abolition of slavery and was one of the most popular songs of the era. Even President Abraham Lincoln used it as the campaign song for his 1864 presidential campaign. It seems that this song may have stirred up some energy because our tracer wire picks up on a significant fluctuation in temperature.
Tracer wire.
It's a temperature...
Purple.
Yeah, so it was like a temperature decrease.
Yeah.
Maybe if we continue to play more of the music of the time, it will incite more paranormal activity.
Hey, Jason.
Mm-hmm.
Do me a favor. Go stand in that other room over there just for a minute.
Okay, I'll step out of the way of the music box.
Yes.
Do you feel more comfortable coming in here now? Standing with us?
Tripwire. In the end.
Come on in. We made him leave. Can you come and stand here beside me?
Is it okay if we invite the Johnny Reb back in here?
If you don't want him in here, let us know by touching or picking up that candle there. We all came in here to talk to you, to see if you had anything to say. Maybe there was something you didn't get to say before you died here in this hospital. If that's true, if you have something to say, can you stand in one of the doorways to this room for us? Jason, you can come back in.
Okay.
Curse. Moan.
Some stuff over here.
You got a curse moan.
I guess. Hear that music? If you stand there, you can make it play music like that too.
And I still have Battle Hymn too.
Oh, perfect.
We also got to do Dixie just to do it. Oh, it went off.
Oh, wow, yeah, the candle just went off.
You want to hear Dixie? If you want to hear Dixie, can you try to pick that candle up so it'll turn on again? It'll light back up.
With nothing paranormal happening in this room, we decide to move toward the front of the house. But I have a feeling 6 people in a single room is too crowded, with too much contamination. So Miranda and I decide to go downstairs to the monitor and watch the security cameras. With 2 less people in the room, hopefully something will happen.
All right, boys, we're going to play some more music. If you like the music, there's a candle in the window. There's a red and blue light on the floor. You can try touching those if you hear the music and you like it.
I had a feeling that there was too many of us in the room. 6 people in one single room is just a bit too much. So Miranda and I are back here at base camp, and we are going to see exactly what they're capturing here. Next, Jason plays the Battle Hymn of the Republic, written by poet Julia Ward Howe in 1861. When the song was published, she was paid $4, and the song would go on to become the unofficial anthem of the Union after it was sung in front of President Lincoln by a Union Army chaplain. This song inspired many soldiers to fight, so hopefully it will inspire something paranormal to occur.
If you'd like to hear more music, can you touch one of our bright lights? Thank you. Wow.
Once again, Jason plays the battle cry of freedom. This millimeter response seemed so definitive, and it seems the music is invoking some sort of energy inside this house. Could music really be that impactful to the human psyche, that the beats and rhythms of an extremely popular song can call back memories of a time long past? That was interesting, though, that the REM pod went off. It sounded like he asked them to set it off.
Mm-hmm.
If you recognize what I'm holding, can you touch that red light that's in front of the fireplace for me? If you recognize what I'm holding here. There's a bright red light right in front of the fireplace. It feels sporadic tonight.
Yeah, very.
Because you played the song, and then I said, if you want us to play another song before you touch a device, and that immediately went off.
Mm-hmm.
But
The first time it has tonight.
Yeah. But then after that, nothing happened.
Night 2 has been mostly quiet here at the Henry Logan house, and we really only had one strange moment.
If you'd like to hear more music, can you touch one of our bright lights? Thank you.
After a long day of exploring the attic, historical interviews, and investigating, we're exhausted. So we think this is a great time to get some rest and come back refreshed for day 3. And we have huge plans for tomorrow night. It's day 3 of our paranormal investigation of the Henry Logan house in Parkersburg, West Virginia. And it's become obvious to us that the memories and trauma of this former Army hospital have been lost to time. We need to know more about the history of this building and its role during the Civil War. And we found yet another passionate historian. Donnie Jones has found his calling, not only teaching the history, but donning the uniform of the people his stories memorialize. On social media, he calls himself the Uniformed Historian, and he's here to share his knowledge with us.
Okay. So, you say that you found this upstairs in the attic?
Mm-hmm, absolutely. There's a can over here of some kind.
Yeah, like I said, there's no 110% guarantee, but I'm 99.9% sure that what you've got here is a genuine Civil War era ration can. Canning was still relatively new, and it was a process that they were still in the process of perfecting. A lot of people got sick from eating stuff that was out of this, but it improved over the years into the canning process we know today. But back then, the northern troops had a lot more access to this sort of thing because of the industrial might of the North, whereas the South had a lot less factories and manpower to run them on top of it. But yeah, if this is what I think it is, this is an awesome, awesome find.
Awesome. Yeah, we're definitely going to have to ask, some second opinions and everything and see what they say, because that would be really cool to have found that. So.
Absolutely. Yeah, if this is what I think it is, it definitely needs to go in a museum.
Are you throwing more stuff?
No.
Oh.
I have a little, an old can here that I'm putting stuff in.
You were telling us about a lot of the damage that the weaponry would do and why amputations were so devastating in that time. So yeah, if you could talk a little bit about that.
Right. Well, whereas opposed to the modern bullets that people shoot today, which is a much harder type of metal, the Civil War bullets were made out of lead, which was a softer lead. You can carve it. You find all kinds of carved bullets and such in camps all over the place because troops get bored. They got plenty of lead, so you find lots of carved lead and melted lead in places. But as far as shooting it goes, the bullet doesn't travel as fast as the modern bullets do, and when it hits, it's not going into you as fast. So if you're putting A and B together, you've got something that's a lot softer, traveling at a slower velocity. It's not just going to go straight through you, it's going to hit you like someone's thrown a sledgehammer at you. It's going to knock you over. If you read the accounts of the people that have been shot by these things, it's just absolutely horrific. And when these bullets would hit your bone, it might bounce, it might shatter the bone. There's no telling what it's going to do to you. But most of the time you had lots of amputations because there was simply nothing left to save of the bone that was hit. And even by today's standards, if you were shot in the gut by one of these bullets, guess what? Even today, there's nothing they can do for you. But I did bring a couple of artifacts with me. This is a .58 caliber 3-ring mini ball that my grandfather Truman Jones dug up in Virginia. This is one that's just been dropped. You can see there's no markings, there's nothing on it that indicates that it's been fired. This, however, is a ball that has been fired and has obviously struck a tree, a rock, a fence, something along those lines, and you can clearly see what this would be like if you can imagine it hitting a human. It wasn't pretty. So in 1862, the citizens of Parkersburg panicked, and this is a story that I like to call the Parkersburg Panic of 1862. And basically what happened is a rumor was started that there were some Confederates who were in the area, and in actuality, they were a long way away, and there might have been 16 people in total. Looking back in hindsight, because hindsight's 20/20, but at the time, you didn't know who was where. There's just rumors that there's Confederates in the area, and guess what? They're coming to town. So everybody starts to talk about it, just kind of hushed whispers amongst themselves, and you know how rumors go. It grows and it grows and it grows and it snowballs until finally it's an immediate threat, and there's thousands of Confederates that are ready to descend on Parkersburg. And what do people do? Instead of keeping calm heads, they panic. It was such a serious threat that even the banks started to send their goods and their money and their assets upriver to Marietta to keep them from falling into Confederate hands. The mayor of Parkersburg sent telegrams to the mayors of Marietta and Belpre to send all Union troops they had available post haste. We're about to be attacked. They're ripping up bridges. They're looting Market Street. I mean, it's just pure chaos, okay? Like, this was no joke. While all this is happening, word has gone to Ravenswood, and a man by the name of Frost, who is in charge of the Union troops down that way, gets word that Parkersburg is about to be attacked, so he sends a company of men from the 1st West Virginia Cavalry towards Parkersburg to assist with quelling this attack that's imminent. These three fellers are out on the road between here and there, and what do they see? Dust clouds in the distance from all these horses coming straight towards Parkersburg. They panic and run back to town, and oh my gosh, they're coming, they're coming. And once the Union troops get here, they throw up defenses, and not a thing happens. Yeah, and that's actually how the Parkersburg Panic of 1862 happened, but it did do something really neat. It showed us just how unprepared we were if something would happen, and the end result was a company of the 11th West Virginia Infantry was detailed to construct what we know today as Fort Borman, just on the off chance we would ever be attacked. It was never attacked, but it was a good safety measure to have in place just to deter anybody who might get, a crazy hair. In 1863, 1864, if you were walking through these halls, you would have seen men in bandages, you would have seen men actively bleeding, surgeons using saws to cut through bone, you would just smell rotten flesh and death and cries for loved ones and begging the doctor to stop cutting, because oftentimes they did have medicines to assist with the pain, but it wasn't always the case. It would have been a very, very sad, very dark scene to experience. It was just not a pretty thing. And of course, we didn't know much about sanitation at the time, so they're hacking off arms and legs right there in front of everybody, and they're throwing them in a pit outside, wiping the saw off. All right, bring me the next person, assistant. After the doctors, would saw off these limbs and such, you might survive the surgery, but the bullets that were shooting at these men were packaged in pig fat. So a lot of times that would get in there too, so they might get all the lead out, but then there'd still be these bits of hog, pork in them, and it would cause infection, and they would die later of the infections resulting from just what the bullet was packaged in to help it get down the barrel of your rifle easier. There was one other disease that nobody really thought of at the time, and they didn't know how to address it, but today we know it as PTSD. I actually ran across one instance of an officer in the 13th West Virginia Infantry who was sent to the hospital, and the discharge note said that the man needed to be discharged immediately for these numerous attacks of the nervous system. And they didn't know what to call it at the time. They didn't understand it. it was PTSD. So a lot of soldiers were suffering from that as well, and they had no idea what they were dealing with or how to diagnose it or how to treat it. And unfortunately, a lot of those guys ended up in insane asylums. If you go to Athens, there's actually an insane asylum there that has a ton of Civil War soldiers buried there because they were residents and they had no idea how to treat it.
All right, so it is day 3 on our investigation of the Henry Logan House in Parkersburg, West Virginia, which was used as a Civil War hospital for nearly the entire Civil War. We have had a quiet couple of nights investigating. I mean, we had some equipment interaction over the few sessions that we did over the past 2 nights, but nothing has stuck out that has been incredibly convincing as paranormal activity. I mean, is it possible that maybe... Dave, you had a theory, right?
Yeah, I was thinking the last time that we were in here was like a year and a half ago with the previous owners. And, in lieu of being able to film in here, we were doing some work for him. And we pulled up some of the carpets, we pulled down some of the ceiling, did a bunch of different various things. And the activity was crazy when we were doing that construction, if you will. It was just off the charts while we were doing all that construction, and we haven't been doing any construction this time, and there's been next to no activity so far in the week, and I think that might just lend to the credibility of what happened to us the last time that we were in here.
Right. What do you think, Jason? Do you think that, have you found in the investigations we've done in the past and the ones that you've done that that's true?
Yeah, absolutely. Anytime you do any kind of change, much less any major change or renovation, like you say, construction to a place, certainly a place that's been around as long as this building has, absolutely seems to stir up activity. 9 times out of 10.
I think one of the biggest problems we had was the fact that there were so many of us in the same room. So I think tonight we should try and split up as best we can. We have parts of this house that we're able to utilize, like the basement. We haven't done anything down in the basement. So if we can have someone or a group up here and a group in the basement, or even a group in the attic, maybe there might be a better chance that someone would be more comfortable to speak to us.
You never know.
Interesting. So let's go ahead and refix some of these cameras. Let's go ahead and get the security system ready. And let's start with night 3 here at the Henry Logan Civil War Hospital.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right, so we are going to start night 3 in the Henry Logan Civil War Hospital with an Estes Method Spirit Box session. We're going to be doing it on separate floors. Dave, Jason, and Pam are going to be in the basement asking the questions. I'm going to be here in this hallway on the first floor listening for the responses through a spirit box, while Polly is monitoring the cameras back at base camp. But we wanted to break out a couple more trigger objects for this session to see if when we set them close to any of the equipment, if it'll incite any activity. We have genuine, actual Civil War ammunition. Mini balls, musket balls, things that would have been loaded into these muskets and rifles to be fired during battle. Things that they would be, in the military back in the 1860s, very familiar with. So, like Donnie was showing us earlier today, this is a mini ball. This is the ammunition he was talking about that was so slow moving but heavy that it would shatter bone when it hit. So we're going to be placing these at various points from the pieces of equipment to see if maybe someone will try and pick it up. And then I'm going to put one more at the top of the stairs up here. Once again, one that looks like it has been fired and hit something. I'm going to put it right here beside the millimeter.
All right.
And then I'll give you guys the rest of this to take downstairs. You can place it by some pieces of equipment of your own. And once again, I'm going to be listening to the spirit box, calling out the responses, so I can't hear their questions. All I'm doing is calling out what I'm hearing. If I get answers that are relevant to what they're asking, it might be someone actually answering us. So you'll be able to hear the spirit box responses because we record the audio from the spirit box, so you're going to know exactly what I'm hearing.
All right, Ryan, we're ready.
All right, the blindfold is going on now. The headphones are going on. And we're sweeping.
Okay, so to any of the spirits that might be here in the Henry house, we're going to be asking you a series of questions, and we want you to give your answers to Ryan if you can. He's sitting up there in the hallway, and we've set a bunch of...
I just heard a man scream, "Mama!"
Interesting.
We've got some musket balls and mini balls placed around here. If you recognize them, try to pick them up.
Yes!
Do you know the name Abraham Lincoln?
Tripwire.
Wow.
Do you know
Mom?
Are you looking for your mother?
I know!
What was your injury that led you to have to come here?
Yeah?
Would you like some whiskey?
Do you have a message for your mom?
Yes!
We're sorry that you find yourself in this position. Could we please have your name?
What's your name, please? Tell Ryan what your name is.
Alone? Hey!
You're not alone. We can hear you. Can you hear us?
How many soldiers are standing here? How many soldiers in this building?
I know you! Hi!
Hello?
Do you remember us from the last time we were here?
This trip light keeps going off.
He's there! Watch out!
He's there, watch out.
Is somebody standing right to my left-hand side?
Is this man's appearance making you upset?
Hello? Woman's voice?
Hello? The gentleman in the hallway up there would like to, if you have anything to say, you can tell him.
Do the doctors and nurses treat you right here?
Oh, I think?
I'm wondering if this thing needs to be moved. Because it keeps flashing.
Yeah.
In the same spot.
Here. Sorry.
Get her!
Yeah, I mean, like I say, yeah, I just wasn't sure because it's consistent, but it's consistently in the same spot.
Right. Have you noticed the two ladies walking around in here recently?
I've lost my husband. Can you help me find him?
Dad?
really strange. Do you remember, Jason, earlier when we were talking to Donnie, he said that it would be normal to hear
Them calling for their parents.
calling out for their parents and family?
And so far, it's been at least 3, if not 4 moms, mama, now dad.
Yeah.
In 1863, 1864, if you were walking through these halls, you would have seen men in bandages, you would have seen men actively bleeding, surgeons using saws to cut through bone, you would just smell rotten flesh and death and cries for loved ones and begging the doctor to stop cutting, because oftentimes they did have medicines to assist with the pain, but it wasn't always the case. It would have been a very sad, very dark scene to experience.
Do you miss your parents? Are you trying to find them?
You have a message for your family.
Right here? Sure.
We could pass it on to them if we know your name.
See them?
We can try to help you. We'll try. What do you need us to do?
Talk.
You just want somebody to talk to?
Her.
Hey, man.
Yeah.
This is a stretch. Where she's got that camera on her, what if you and I went down this hall for just a minute?
We could do that.
Would you feel comfortable?
Yeah.
Oh, that was a creepy voice. I gotta review that one. I don't know what that said, but that made my hair stand up.
Pam, if you want to invite him down.
If you'd like to come down to the basement, there's a red light on the steps. If you go near that or you touch it, it's going to make a noise to let us know you're here. It won't hurt you. It's okay. Come on down.
In here?
We're waiting. We're waiting to hear your story. Please come talk to us. We won't judge you.
Phew. All right, I'm taking the headphones off for a second. I'm having trouble concentrating now because sensory overload.
Hey, Ryan.
Yeah.
You want to switch out?
Sure.
For a minute?
And there's that. And then you want me to start sweeping for you? You want me to start sweeping for you?
Yeah.
Let me see. Okay, there you go. All right, I'm coming down. That's me. Okay. I can take that from you. Where's the other camera? Over here.
See through him.
Okay.
I thought I just heard a whisper in my right ear.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Your mic might have picked it up since it's on your chest.
You don't want to know what I thought I heard?
What'd you hear?
Bam.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Have to listen back to that mic and see if it picked it up since it's right by your ear. Are you whispering to Pam?
Here, look at this. Since I'm in mourning, I better keep my black on.
Yes. I know you.
I asked her, are you whispering to Pam? And it said yes. He got yes, and then he said, I know you.
Well, it's only fair. You know me, I need to know who you are.
I feel like there's somebody standing to my right.
Can you tap him on the shoulder? Tap Dave on the shoulder.
There's 3 gentlemen here with me. I'm all alone with the 3 gentlemen. What's going to happen?
Mama.
I told you I was hearing that. I knew it. Do you have a message for your mom?
Yes.
Did they used to store bodies down here in the basement? When they passed away, did they store their body down here?
Are you a blue or are you a gray?
Who's talking?
That's Jason. He wants to know if you're a Johnny Reb or you're a Yankee.
Hey, Mom.
Fifth or sixth time.
People.
We want people to know that you did not die in vain.
We're going to have to pull Dave out of that weird thing he has on his head. We're going to have to take that off of him here soon. Can you please say one of our names or tell us your name?
Oh.
Mel's going off. Wow.
That's on the steps, right?
Yes.
Okay.
At the top of the stairs.
Yeah.
Basement stairs.
Well, thank you.
No, at the top of the top stairs.
Second floor.
Yeah, second floor stairs. Can you walk down those stairs?
It's starting to get really cold in here.
It's going down the steps.
That is crazy. Can you make the music play in the hallway? There's a box on the floor that'll play music if you stand in front of it.
Oh, I gotta get up.
You okay?
Yeah.
Speak.
Speak. Yes. What? Who are you?
Are you trying to come to the basement? If you come down to the basement, you have to touch that red light on the steps. That way we know you're here.
All right, I'm going to take the headphones off.
This Estes session was interesting, but it never really felt like someone was interacting with us. The most bizarre thing was how so many voices that we heard were calling out for their mom or dad. I just heard a man scream, "Mama!" If the energy of this house is residual, and the unexplained phenomena that we experienced 18 months ago was simply moments of time resurfacing, the best way to capture evidence will be to leave cameras alone inside this haunted house. All right, we're getting ready to leave for abandonment. We have 3 cameras set up here in the Henry Logan House, former Civil War hospital here in Parkersburg, West Virginia. We have a camera up on the 2nd floor in the green room, the area where Last night, weird stuff was happening with the REM pod and tripwire. Down here on the first floor in the main hallway, of course, we have a camera here, and this is where we're going to have Ghost Chatter. Now, that is an app which you can download if you have an iPhone or an iPad. It is available for iOS. Android is coming soon, and all this is going to be doing is going to be asking questions for us. None of the voices coming through here are generated by spirits. It's just a way for us to have questions being asked when the building is completely empty and no one is in here. And then we also have a camera down in the basement to capture maybe anything that might happen down there, because when we were doing the Estes, we were having some creepy responses up here while we were down there.
Oh yeah.
So, you guys ready to leave these cameras alone inside the Henry Logan house?
I'm ready.
Oh yeah.
Let's do it. Don't say that at the same time as me. Let's do it.
Let's go.
Let's do it.
Go ahead. I gotta turn this on, but you gotta do your thing first.
Way too dramatic. I don't want to hear it.
All right, I'm gonna hit start isolation session. This is gonna ask a question, and then it's gonna wait, and then 5 minutes later it'll ask another question.
Hello, anyone there?
That was me. I'm gonna get my Red Bull. Whoa, the music box is already going off. It stopped. That's crazy. Okay, let's get out of here.
Can you tell me who you are? Can you open a door?
Did you make anything happen? This is Jason. Jason's going to be doing a solo here to end the night. He's going to be alone inside the house. We're going to be going outside, completely leaving him alone inside the house here. So Jason, best of luck, and hopefully you catch something being alone inside the house.
Hopefully so. We'll see.
Yep, this is your last night here. We have one last night tomorrow night to finish off this investigation, but good luck, sir.
Thank you. See you in a bit.
See you in a bit. We're gonna walk outside here. Jason's gonna be alone. There's Dave shutting the door.
I can walk back here without hurting myself. Remember. Ooh, startled me a little bit.
All right, Dave, shut the door.
We're all four out here.
We're outside. We're all four out here.
Hello, if there's anyone here in the house with me. My name is Jason. What's your name? Just here to talk. I'd like to be able to meet with you. If you can hear me, can you give me a sign? You can follow me through the hospital if you like. I'm going to head upstairs. Do you need to see the doctor? Could I get you some help? Hello? If you need help, just please let me know how I can help you. Hello, does anyone up here need some help? Have you been seen by the doctor yet? Just heard something. Hello? What was that? Hello? Now I could have swore that I just heard what sounded like movement and or talking. Hello? My name is Jason. Who's here with me? Are you for the Union or the Confederacy? See, I'm hearing like that background noise sounds, I mean, it's very obviously coming from the road. it's like a truck with a trailer or something. That is not what I heard a couple moments ago. Just heard something. Hello? I could have swore it sounded like movement and even maybe some vocals. I mean, I know I'm a little crazy, but not that crazy. Can you tell me what state you're from? Where do you live? Where do you reside? If you can hear this sound, can you let me know? Can you make a knock like that? I'm trying to help you. Just need you to let me know that you're here. That was very interesting. I'm going to head back downstairs if you want to head down here with me. Thought I heard somebody. Come on down, let's have a chat. Are you related to Henry Logan? There we go. I've got to leave here in just a few minutes. Like to have one last opportunity for a chance meeting. Well, thank you for speaking with me if you did.
And here he comes. There he is. He's alive and well.
It was interesting.
Really?
Interesting. I mean, nothing like major that yet, because I say that when I got upstairs, I was like in the middle room.
Mm-hmm.
And at one point, it sounded like it came from the white room direction. I heard, it was like movement. Just heard something. Hello? Movement and like voices, but it lasted a second, maybe 2 seconds. And I thought, wait a minute, I'm on the wrong side of the building anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Once I thought about it, I kind of quickly dashed over to that side and hung out in the white room for a minute or two. But it was kind of quiet again. But there was like 2 other times that I heard like real faint taps.
Definitely an interesting night tonight, and we still have one more night to go. So we're gonna go get some sleep, and we're gonna rest up, and we are going to be back. The 4 of us are gonna be back tomorrow night. But this is Jason's last night, so Jason, thanks for joining us for the past 2 nights.
Thanks for having me. Hey folks, so if you've watched it this far in the episode, be sure to comment down below. That was creepy. Can't wait for night 4. Hit like, the thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, share to your friends and family, and best of all, don't forget the bell notifications.
That's right. Let's move on. We'll see everyone in the morning in just a second. All right, we are back, and it is day 4, and as you can tell, this is an impromptu run and gun situation here. We just got back here and we noticed something strange about the security camera footage. And that is, we looked at the security cameras on the monitor and we're like, we didn't leave the basement door open. And sure enough, Dave is checking right now. As of 4:30 a.m., the basement door was closed. And right now the basement door is open. So we are about to see if these cameras just captured this basement door opening by itself.
That's right.
All right.
Okay, that's dust.
That's dust around 4:30.
Hold on. Sorry guys, we just got this and still trying to learn how to use it. Okay. And you said the door's open right now?
I'm pretty sure. Because that was why we hit replay. Right there, at 10:52, there's a bunch of movement.
Is somebody in here? Wait, what?
Who is that? Who is that?
You come down. You go.
Why can't hold on.
Is that the ladies from the... How did they get in here?
They probably have another key.
Okay, so that's...
But is that them?
That's Lindsay right there.
That's Lindsay, okay.
Okay.
Why are they down here?
Think you can call her?
I don't have her number.
What are they looking for?
Don't know.
Maybe they came looking for us?
Why isn't the sound? Why isn't the sound working?
Let's see what they say when I walk down.
Something about a camera.
You come down. You go left.
But you can always leave it over there.
Right, it's the HVAC goes back there, so I'm like, and it does over here.
They're looking
Like, I don't know. Oh, yeah.
for those basement rooms.
Bricked off.
Yeah.
Oh!
Go for it. All right. Was that all we needed?
Oh, I got it. Yeah, that's something they didn't like. Creepy. Nice bodies in it.
What'd she say?
Sid, that's creepy. Like bodies under there.
Yeah, that's all it was on the list.
We were right. The basement door did open, but it was not paranormal. It was the owners, the new owners of the building. I guess they stopped in at about 11 o'clock this morning, literally an hour before we just got here. And they were doing some sort of inspection that they needed to do, had a list of stuff. So it was those with the Wood County Economic Development. Lindsay was here. And so mystery solved. Now we can, false alarm, we can go back to setting up this stuff and getting ready for day 4.
Months ago, we heard about a local businessman and collector with a unique relic, specific to the story of the Henry Logan house.
We know of a gentleman a couple years ago who went up to the attic here and actually found a letter.
Our Civil War history is gone. All the things that we've lost as far as letters, documents, photographs.
And now, before our final night of investigating this house, we need to see it for ourselves. This forgotten memento sits in an antique shop and museum in downtown Parkersburg called Sanford and Wife Antiques. And it harkens the memories of people long gone. The same people who lived in the house we've spent days researching.
Wow. You can see that back envelope right there says Henry Logan, Parkersburg. Looks like it says Mr. Henry Logan on the envelope. So the owner of this antique shop and museum, he was gonna buy the Henry Logan house a few years ago, and he went up to the attic, like where we were exploring, and he found this piece of paper sitting up there, and sure enough, it was an envelope with Henry Logan's name on it, and an actual letter that was inside that he has displayed here inside this display case in the museum. So this is Sanford and Wife Antiques, and it is an antique shop and Civil War museum, but this is a really, really cool piece. I mean, this is like a piece of living history right here.
Let me get it out of there.
Yeah, if you wouldn't mind to pull it out of there. And you just found it up in the attic?
Actually, my buddy did.
Oh, okay.
And he gave it to me.
Oh, March 1st, 1870.
Oh, wow.
Let me see if I can get a shot of that.
So that would have been when they moved back in.
Yes. After the war, when they moved back in, 1870. Mr. Henry Logan, March 1st, 1870. Dear friend, I can't read that handwriting. And it's all in little bits and pieces, but you can see right there, it does say, Dear friend. That is incredible, a piece of history sitting right here in front of us.
Mm-hmm.
We've been in that house all week long, and we actually have a piece of that family's life sitting right in front of us. The man who sold his house, the philanthropist who built a children's home here in town, was good friends with the first governor of West Virginia, his neighbor, and sold his house to the U.S. Army to be used as a hospital during the war because he knew there was a need. That is incredible. A cool thing to start our last night of investigating there tonight.
Oh, yeah.
It's incredible.
Seeing this envelope and letter with the name Henry Logan so boldly handwritten on the paper is a reminder that the names we see written in history books belonged to real people who lived real lives in the same places that we live our lives today. And even though we don't always realize it, we're always walking in the shadows of their memory, and their lives and their actions affect us more than we know. The heavily researched data in social studies textbooks and the whispered horrors of a ghost story have more in common than we think. Both are the memories of those who are long forgotten.
What? Faster. Cannon. Troop.
Whoa, are you serious?
What happened?
The ovilist just said cannon troop.
Oh.
Are you artillery? That's interesting. All right.
Whoa, Mel.
Mel's going off already. So far, we've had a crazy amount of stuff already happening. We were setting the ovilus up, and we had set it up. You can touch that.
Come on in the room.
Whoa. Wow. Thank you.
We're about to perform an amputation. We're gonna need some assistance. So if you can come over here and stand on this side of the bed where I'm pointing, please.
Ooh, temperature change. Immediate temperature change on that.
Come on over, please. This is all of this is brand new batteries and everything.
Yes. The batteries were charging all night long.
And that's been sitting there for a moment, not doing anything.
Mm-hmm.
Come on in. I need everybody to line up right here at the side of the bed in case we need extra hands.
That was interesting. That was very interesting. So to try and get things stirred up in here tonight, we figured one thing that people have always said in paranormal theory is that reenactments of historical events or things that would have happened in a location in a historical time period can make energy resurface and can even help produce paranormal activity within a specific location. So what we're going to do as a reenactment, as you've seen, we've been dressing in the Civil War costumes throughout most of this week. But this time we're taking it to a different level on the final night of our investigation. We are going to be performing a mock amputation, and Polly and Pam are going to be holding me down and amputating one of my limbs.
What do you mean, Polly?
Oh yeah, Polly's not here. I'm sorry. This is this is Paul. New to the scene, Paul. Paul is a very skilled medical soldier and surgeon, so Paul is going to be doing a lot of work here. So thanks for being here, Paul, and joining us.
Sure.
When Polly couldn't.
Okay.
Rolling EVP session. This is the amputation scene for the last day of the Henry Logan house. Placing a recorder on the shelf.
Ryan, they're gonna stagger drag you into the room.
Okay. Where am I hit? Which limb am I doing? Let's figure that out first. So I know
Probably the left. Because
Yeah, your left leg.
left leg. Okay.
Ankle foot.
Go with leg.
You ready?
Yep. Oh, Doc. Oh, don't tell me I'm gonna lose my leg. Oh, no. Oh, no, don't do it. No. Oh, can I have some whiskey? Pause. Or EVP.
We need another nurse to come in and stand right here and check on his leg.
Someone's got to cauterize this wound. Can you help from over here?
Heat signature.
Ooh, interesting.
Come on in and stand to his right side. We need you there.
Are you coming over to this side? Can you stand right over here and help me? I need you to bandage the wound.
He's missing a finger, too, on his right hand. Somebody get over there and help him.
Those Rebs shot my finger off and then they shot me in the leg.
You want to play back the recorder?
Yeah.
Reviewing this EVP session is tough. There are multiple moments of the recording that we think we hear strange voices.
It's like, ooh.
Yeah, but it's after.
Is it high pitched?
No, it's like,
ooh.
But when I review the video, every single point of interest can be explained by a noise that we ourselves made. So on this EVP session, we've captured absolutely nothing. All we can do is try again with something much more calm and quiet.
Rolling EVP second Henry Logan amputation scene, but we are doing the tending of the wounds. Laying down in the bed. Can I at least keep my boot, Doc?
No.
I don't need a left boot anymore, but I'd love to have my boot.
Yeah, wipe that blood up.
Can we get another nurse in here on his right side to get his hand?
Last one.
All right, last bandage.
All right, thank you, doctor and nurse. Am I a new man?
Not yet.
Ugh.
Gonna be a while before you heal up.
But then I'll get my peg leg, right?
We'll see.
Ugh.
Why don't you come check him again?
Has he got any infection yet?
Yet. The doctors have been hoping for an infection.
Does he have any infection? Did you see any?
No fever. He's not warm. He's warm, but he's not hot.
Well, I don't know what we should do.
It looks good. You did a good job. It's just going to take some time for him to heal.
All right.
We might need some help.
Well, the wound doesn't look too bad, but he's going to be down for quite a while. Maybe we should move him into a ward.
I'd like that.
Do you think you can help us move?
I think so. And I'm up. Look at all those bloody rags. Ugh. Seeing blood makes me queasy.
Once again, we review this EVP session, but don't find any unexplained voices on the recording. What's strange to us is even our equipment has been silent since we started this reenactment. But before we began, we had strong reactions from our equipment in this room.
What? Faster. Cannon. Troop.
Whoa, are you serious? Wow. Well, it was weird. It seemed like all of the activity happened before we even did the reenactment.
Yeah, well, I will say the only time that the tracer wire did anything was on command.
Oh yeah, when you said step up to the side of him, and then there was that drastic temperature change. It wasn't like a solid mass stood up to where it could block the LiDAR, but it was like the temperature changed drastically on this side of the bed in that moment.
Yes.
So that was very bizarre too. I think it might be time to do some solos in here. See what we can capture when we're alone in the house and not even like split up in the house. I'm talking like one person in here, the rest of us leave the house, switch.
Be a good way to end out the episode.
It would be a good way to end this investigation of the Henry Logan house. So let's jump into some solos, see if we can get this house empty and see if it gets creepier when there's only one person in this entire Civil War hospital. All right, Dave, we're getting ready to get started with your solo here. You're going to be in the house completely alone, so you have a lot to cover. You're going to be wandering throughout the floors, and hopefully you catch something. We're going to be all three of us are going to be sitting out in the car here, and hopefully someone comes out and talks to you. I don't know, maybe we charge something up with that.
Maybe. I'm thrilled to be the first one going in after all that.
Well, good luck. We're going to sit out here in the car.
All right. Have fun with Dr. Paul and Nurse Pam.
I will.
All right, guys. I'm officially alone inside the Henry Logan house. Let's see if anything happens while I'm in here. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little bit nervous, because I am. after what just happened there, because that was a great way to get the energy charged. And you never know what's going to happen.
All right, we're out here in the car. Hopefully Dave's going to catch something in there. We're going to stay out here for a little while and turn on the heat.
I'm here in the Logan house, the Henry Logan Hospital with you all. My name is Dave. And I would love it if you could come out and show me that you're here. Could you walk down this hallway towards me, please? Could you come down and shake my hand? Oh. Wow. I just tripped over our backpack that was in the hallway here. I've come in here tonight to try and talk to some of y'all. I'm here in the dispensary. I need some bandages. Is there anybody up there who would like to talk to me? All right, I'm going to make my way to the second floor here. Is there anybody up here? I've come up here to try to see if anybody has any type of message that they might need to get out to somebody. If that's you and I can help you out by relaying a message, can you knock on something on a wall? Or maybe yell out? So I want to show you guys that it's very dark in here. Very dark, very creepy. They're going to be making a lot of changes to the hospital here. Is that okay? If you don't want them to make any changes to this building, can you touch that blue light that's out there on the stairs? Mr. Logan, do you still visit this house? was very noble of you to let them use this as a field hospital. We thank you for doing that and helping those men out. They just performed an amputation in here. If you saw that, can you let me know by knocking on the wall? All right, guys, I'm gonna head back downstairs. Can you follow me down the hallway here? Now, there was a drop in temperature signal there. That was probably me coming through the entryway there. Okay, guys, let's head down to the basement. I put a candle right there on the steps down to the basement. If you can see that candle, can you try to pick that up? It won't hurt you. It's just there for you. All right, I'm gonna head down. If there's anybody down here with me, I'd love it if you could maybe touch that green light that's right in front of me. I'm pointing at it. Or maybe try to pick up my candle right there. I would love that as well, if you could do that for me. Okay. Now, guys, there is literally nothing down here to see. And it's very creepy down here. Not to keep doing the stereo, that was my head. Not to keep doing the stereotypical turn the night shot off and show you what I'm looking at thing, but it is, for some people might not be able to comprehend exactly how dark it is when we do this sometimes. So I know it looks like maybe the room is lit up completely green or something, but that is not the case. I'm gonna make my way back up.
You made it out.
I made it out.
Anything happen?
This looks really weird.
It does.
Let's go for a drive around the block.
I did make it out. What did you ask me?
Did anything happen while you were in there?
No.
No?
Nothing.
Interesting.
But it's your turn. It's time for you to go in there, do your solo, and round out this investigation at the Henry Logan house.
It's time for me to head in. Let me switch cameras here with you, and I'll head on inside.
All right.
All right. I'm headed in.
All right. Ryan is going inside to do his solo. This is going to be the last session of the entire Henry Logan week here in Parkersburg, West Virginia. So hopefully he has something happen while he's in there.
All right. I'm inside.
It was very creepy while I was in there, but as far as I know, I didn't have anything personal happen. None of the equipment went off when I was around it, but it could have happened when I walked away or came back out here. So, yeah, hopefully he has something better happen.
We're gonna start up here on the second floor. That's me, but don't forget this tracer wire. If anything walks down through here, it'll light up right where the movement is. So, okay, here we go. If you walk along that, that'll light up. Can you do that for me while I'm up here? Where am I? Oh, this room. All right, I'm gonna start out in here with my sweep, and I'm gonna be running a spirit box to see if I can get any responses, because I haven't done any spirit box sessions in here this week. Is there anyone in here with me? Did I just say mama again? Who keeps yelling for their mama, their mommy? Do you need help? Are you a soldier? Ethan? Is this someone named Ethan? Hold on. I just knocked over this camera. Okay, so I turned on the REM pod and put it right here. Whoa, 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 whoa. Are you following me? Can you grab a hold of that for me really quickly? Just grab a hold of it so I can see that you're here. Whoa. Who is this? What's your name? My name is Ryan. Lewis? Is that your name? Can you touch that again if your name is Lewis? Lewis, are you a member of the... Lewis, are you a member of the Logan family? Lewis, my name is Ryan, and I've come a long way to come and speak to you. I've heard about this place for a long time. Who are you? Can you follow me wherever I'm going? Here? Are you in the attic? Go straight? You want me to go straight? Were you talking to us when we were in the basement yesterday? You're listening? Well, if you're listening, can you touch that red light at the top of the stairs again? On the very top that I set up? Can you go over there and touch that? Can you touch that for me? Lewis, can you walk down these stairs so I can hear your footsteps? There's a box right here on the stairs that if you pick it up, it'll play music for you. Candle's on still. Can you grab a hold of that candle and make it go off for me? My name is Ryan, and I'm here to speak to anyone that wants to come and talk to me. I'm going to move this off of here. And put it down here. Because I feel like that'd be easier for you to touch it if it's down there. If you can see that, can you touch that for me? Is there anyone that can hear me right now? I'm not hearing any voices responding to me anymore like I did upstairs. Maybe you're in the back here, behind where the house actually sat before they built on this new addition, where the tents used to be. This would be underneath those hospital tents, where there were so many soldiers laid out in the hot sun or the freezing cold, with injuries and illnesses. Are you happy that someone's going to be coming in here soon to spend a lot of time in here with you? I'm running out of time before I have to go out. You want to follow me up to the first floor? All right, if you're here with me, can you make this box say something that is relevant, something that'll tell me that you're here? I don't have much time before I have to leave.
Hose.
Did we find your stuff in the attic? Was that were those your things that we found in the attic?
Tied.
Random. Well, I want to thank you.
Chris. However, porch. Chance. Comfort. Direction.
Well, I want to thank you for letting us come in here and talk to you. To be able to come into this house and spend 4 nights trying to see if there's any proof and if you did anything or spoke to us in that time. Anything that we captured.
Beware her.
Beware who? Who is her? It's a little creepy. Reap. I want to thank you for speaking to us or saying anything if you did. We have the utmost respect for you, this house, and the things that happened here, and the history that this place holds. There's not many places still around that have the stories and the memories that this house does. And we hope that no matter what happens to it, no matter how many changes are made to it, that you'll still be here if you want to be. That if this is your home and you enjoy being here, that you'll get the chance to stay. And no one here is going to hurt you. There'll be more people coming in here, probably for the first time in decades. There'll be people coming in here every day to work.
Tall.
At their jobs. They don't mean you any harm, and they'll be happy to speak to you if you want to talk to them. Ending Ovilus?
Alright, so it looks like Ryan is on his way back out. I thought I saw lights coming. So it looks like his part of the investigation is over. How did it go?
Couple of things, but nothing too crazy. But yeah, that was interesting. It was good. I kind of at the end spoke to him, and hopefully, you know, when Lindsay and the rest of the crew move in, hopefully that, you know, they'll have a copacetic relationship.
Yeah, hopefully it all works out for him.
Hopefully so.
As the sun rises, on day 5 of our week at the Henry Logan house, our time here has ended. On this final day, we tear down our security cameras, pack up all of our camera gear and paranormal equipment, and turn the keys back into the owners, officially ending our investigation. This has been a week we'll never forget, and we'll always be grateful for the opportunity to explore the history of this house. Not many people today remember this building for its most harrowing history. Most locals know it as the former eye care clinic on Avery Street. But the ghost stories told on tours of the city have kept this house's legacy alive. And we hope our historical and paranormal investigation of this place helps to honor the memory of all of the selfless men and women who work to provide care in this U.S. Army hospital, as well as the brave soldiers whose lives came to an end here. If paranormal activity truly is just memories of the past, we hope these memories are never forgotten.
Hey, if you enjoyed that episode, maybe click on one of these other videos and watch some more. And if you want to subscribe to the channel, click on this button right down below. We want to thank all of our YouTube members and Patreon supporters for making all of this possible. And we'll see you next time.